Hello to the chicos and the chicas. We were supposedly facing a French defense in the Speedrun series, but my opponent casually chucked h6 at me. So I am a little bit flabbergasted as to what to expect from this game, but I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do in this beautiful game called chess, which is develop my pieces, castle early, bring my pieces to the middle, and be jolly happy. So the first time round is now when I can actually kick a knight. I played a little bit too fast, so let me explain. Develop, knights before bishops, develop, castle, bring the rook to the file where your opponent's king is. All of these should be absolutely mandatory and obvious moves to everyone between rating 500 to up to where I am and way above. And now after knight c6 I can kick both knights, but it's obvious that e5 is the pick of the litter, because after knight d5, e d5, the e file is getting more opened up, and also the pawn on d5 is completely shutting down the bishop, which is why my opponent opted to go to h7. Now I really want to play d5. My only concern is the move knight b4, which targets this bishop here. Having said that, in that case we can go bishop e4, and that looks very, very, very decent. Note that because of my opponent is playing really weird, also known as bad chess, I'm seeking confrontation. I'm not playing anymore like let's develop this one too, because I don't want to give them time to catch up. So what I'm doing now is constant pressure and seeking friction, seeking fights. I want them to take, they didn't. Now I have already calculated bishop e4, so I'm playing that move. Now after the mass trades on d5, take, queen takes. The queen is really well placed in d5, it's eyeing with the rook. The knight is really poorly placed on h7. We can swing the horse to f5 if we want to, or just quickly finish development, bishop f4, rook d1, and the d7 pawn is gonna be a little bit under pressure on the d file with the pawn on e5. That feels like a blunder, because now we can just take this, take back, take this, take here, and then we take that with a check. Yep. So yeah, this, like, he needed to respond to this. So one more time. I could take with the knight too, by the way. Take, check. King takes and the knight takes. Somehow it feels like having the two knights here is better though. So take, and that's it. The game is over. That, ladies and gentlemen, was a marvelous demonstration of how to beat the offbeat, which is ironically an existing video. But now we see once again in action what it takes to take down something like this. Now, I feel like I played very fast and I explained it too quickly. So I would like to go back to here. So when I played bishop e4, once again, the idea was obviously to enhance the pressure down this way. And now comes the in-between check, or the Zwischenzug, as the German calls it. This is what my opponent disregarded. And then I take e4. We have two beautifully centralized knights. The opponent's king is exposed. The g5 is hanging. And the game is over. And this is now just mopping up check. And now I'm going to do a dirty, because if I can get my queen onto this diagonal, it's a mate. And so what prevents us, excuse me, from playing queen d5 is the knight on b4. So we're going to kick this knight ever so gently, and as a matter of fact, this move does not create the threat of CB, and this is the key concept that we need to understand here. My threat is queen b3, so if he played a non-move, I wouldn't have taken the knight. Queen b3 check, d5 en passant, and it's mate in two more moves. Now it's mate in one with queen to d5. Now that, friends, was one of the best games I have ever played in this series. Not because of how quick of a win it was or how lovely this checkmate is, but because we defeated a kind of style that a lot of players on this level struggle against. And I really hope that I made it look easy. It's not. But if you do what I did, it's gonna become a lot easier. So develop, develop, develop. Don't even question it. Right? Now at this point, I think b4 would have been the best move, by the way. And then I might have had to play knight a4, but that's totally fine because their only chance to break the center would have been c5 anyway. But that would have been better than knight c6. I think knight c6 was really poor. And I immediately switched on to, okay, develop knights when they can be kicked around. We are supposed to kick them around. And so I did. Now, I expected knight d5 here, but after knight takes, if I just play a simple c3 to create the chain, we have got huge space advantage and the very dominant position. We are looking absolutely fabulous. And after knight h7, once again, we switched another gear and we went like, we want fight. Because my opponent's pieces are just scattered all over the shop. The king is stuck in the middle. So you want to open up the position and you want to initiate fight. And the line I calculated out loud was like take, 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 and bishop e7. This is what I would have done with black. And here I was contemplating two things. One was knight d4 with knight f5, which looks very strong. The other one was bishop f4 with the idea of jumping onto the d7 pawn, which is also very, very annoying. So it would have been one or the other. In both cases, a beautiful and dominant position. But our opponent went knight g5 here, overlooking the fact that there is a discovered attack on the bishop. And after the take, we just won a pawn. And yeah, the rest was just absolute carnage. But I'm glad that we managed to get in this lovely checkmate on d5. So that's how you do it, folks. And apparently people do play on 1800 level. Doggy ear followed by bunny ear followed by donkey ear, like all the ears are thrown in. And out of curiosity, I will have a look at his account just to see how many games he has played, because I assume it's in this style. 10,000 games. 9,800. So yeah, that's how it is done, folks. I hope that this was very instructive. I think it was, but you will be telling me the truth about it. Please express your views in the comments down below. Please tell me what you thought. Please chuck the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel. Super thank me if you can. And I will see you in the next one soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.